My little Snoopy has come in to see me. He's telling me something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Are you trying to tell me you want to go to bed? Are you trying to tell me it's that time? Are you trying to... Look out, Sooty's come to join the... He's come to join in as well. They're both here. Oh, I know. Do you boys want to go to bed? Is that what you're trying to tell your mum? Come on in. Right. Let's go, guys. I've got myself all covered up on the duvet. Oh, under the duvet. And as I throw it off so I can get up, Sooty's rubbing against my legs. He knows it's that time, don't you, Soot? Oh, you're gorgeous. He loves coming in for cuddles. Oh, I know you're gorgeous. Shall we go? We're going to go up the garden? Should we put you up the garden? Then we go to bed? Come on in, let's go. Right. I'll just turn the Christmas tree lights out while we're here, guys. You watch the turn off. And you get turn ons, here's a turn off. There you go. Right, the lights are off. If I just turn, I've got the little fan heater going by my feet. Just turn that off. I'll put it on a cooling down cycle and then I'll come in and turn it off altogether in a minute. Right, go on in. Off you go. Yeah, he's a good boy. There we go. Right. Oh, let's do the wash up. Get the boys up the garden. I know they're both waiting for me nicely. Hang on then, guys. Let me turn the light on. Get the selfie stick up. There they are, waiting at the back door, patiently. Right, here you go, guys. Good boys. Off you go. Go on in. Right, boys are gone. Oh, it's fresh out there. Oh! Right, let's go and do the dog's bedroom first. I'll take those biscuits through with me. So I'm ready for them this time. I have to shut the back door, they'll have to knock. I'm not leaving the door open tonight, it's too fresh. I'm going to flick the kettle on as well. I'm going to take a cup of tea upstairs with me tonight. Fancy a drink before I go to bed. Turn that one on and that one on. There you go. There we go. Take that down just a little bit, guys. There you go. Right. One. Two. Three. One more. There we go, all done. Now we get those two bedding blankets. Right, let's go and see if the boys are waiting. Here we go. I'll leave the lights on for the moment. No, nobody there at the moment. See my flowers? That's my little Northern Angel shrine. There we go, tip it that way. There. While I'm waiting, I'll just run the cold water off. And with my bowl. Still not there. Okay. Oh, there's somebody. Hello. But I've got one. You've got to wait for Sooty, Snoop. Right, I've just filled the kettle up. And I'm going to take a cup of tea up with me tonight. Where's Sooty gone? You coming, Sooty? Here he comes, I can hear him coming. Come on, Soot. Come on in. Sooty. Come on in. Come on in. I can see you, little tinker. He was hiding around the corner. Right, let's get the boys sorted first. Then I can get the washing done. Come on then, off you go. There they go. Now, can you see Snoop knows the biscuits are on the windowsill? Look. There you go. Right, are you ready for this thing, guys? Let's just twist that a little bit so you can see Sooty as well. There you go. Right, guys, you ready? Here you go. One for you. And one for you. Good boys. There you go, guys. You keep yourself nicely wrapped up tonight. There you go. At least it's not raining tonight. There you go. Boys are all tucked up. They're done. Night night, guys. Sleep tight. See you boys in the morning. Right, boys are sorted. Let's get that washing done. Then I can take a cup of tea upstairs with me. Right, there we go. Is that okay there? Yeah, lovely. Right, let's get this washing done. Right, let's get going. I was talking to one of the blokes at work. It wasn't this week, it was the other week. We were talking about cars in general. And the fellow I was talking to, he's, as long as I've known him, he's always had a Renault. And I said to him, I said, if you had to buy a brand new Renault now, what model would you buy? What would you buy? And that's a question I've often thought to myself again about what I'd do if I wanted to change my car. And he said yes, he'd go for another Renault. He would have gone for a Clio. He said he liked the Clios. He'd have gone for a Clio. He's always had Renaults, this fella. He's worked for Renault for years. And yeah, he's always had Renaults. Personally, I wouldn't. Because I know the product. So, no, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. I'd buy something other than a Renault. And nothing French, okay? So no favouritism there, I just don't like French cars. They're awful, absolutely awful. And we got onto the subject of a specific engine. Now, Fords have had a lot of aggravation with a specific engine they made, and this engine runs on what they call a wet belt system, which is basically means it's got a rubber timing belt, but it runs inside the engine, it runs in oil. Nothing but trouble, guys. It's a disaster. Some of the other manufacturers have gone the same route and they've all had the same problems. What happens is the belts start to disintegrate. They get little shards of rubber come off the belts and they block up the oil ways, and then the engine suffers with oil starvation. Let me just flick, oh, I was going to just go and flick the kettle off, it's too late, it's gone off now. And we were discussing this because I think Ford's have done a rethink and they've actually scrapped the belts idea now, and they've gone back to a chain. They've got this, I think it's the same engine, but they've modified it so that it now runs on the chains as opposed to belts. But what I think, all these years, we've all known that if rubber gets contaminated by oil, it just disintegrates. And then they put a rubber belt inside an engine running in oil. Okay, they say there's a specific engine oil you should use, but how many people know this, that you're supposed to use a specific type of oil? And what's to say if you buy a second-hand one of these cars with that engine in, that the previous people who've owned it have done the correct thing and put the right oil in it? There's no way you know. And they are an absolute disaster, these particular engines. And like I said, it's not just Ford who've got an issue here. There's some of the other manufacturers have gone along the same lines and they've all got problems. So if you do go looking for another car, just make sure it hasn't got a wet belt. And just ask the question before you buy it. They are bad news. They are big time trouble. So don't go there. But yeah, if I had to go and buy another car now, I'd probably get exactly the same again as what I've got. Maybe a newer model, but I'd definitely get the same thing. I just think it's a cracking car. So reliable. I can get in my car and I can go to Scotland and back and I don't have to bat an eyelid, guys. It's not the most comfortable car in the world, but I know it'll make it. Right, here we go. We're on to, if I do the chopping board first, there we go. Then I'll do the plates and then the dog bowls, and that, I think, is it. I'm going to take a cup of tea upstairs with me, and I'm going to sit in bed, drink a cup of tea, and answer some messages, guys. Right, here come the plates. I've only got 2 plates and a bowl, so not too much to do today. Right, we're done. Somebody said to me about my flowers I've got over here. They said I've got them in a bit of those ones there, can you see them? They said that's not a very good spot for them. They said because it's drafty, cold and drafty. Well, it's not actually cold, it's not too bad in here. It's only cold when I open the flipping door. But I don't tend to leave it open now. I am actually shutting it and the dogs actually knock on the door. They don't tend to bark, they just, Snoopy's the one who does the knocking. He pushes the door and makes it bang. He pushes it at the bottom and Sooty just sits with him. So yeah, so it's not a particularly drafty spot. It's a nice light spot. In the summer, that's a beautiful sunny spot. But don't get a lot of sun in here. It is light, but you don't get a lot of sun this time of year. The sun's just too low. By the time it comes over the roofs of the houses next door into the back garden, it's so low it doesn't come over the fence. It's yeah, it's too shaded around the back, I think. But I think they'll be okay there. I'll give them, if they look like they're suffering, guys, I will move them to maybe put them into the front room just for the winter period. But I'll see how they go. I'll keep my eye on them. I do love my plants and I do look after my plants. It's a lovely one. It's really pretty. Okay. Let's twist that back a bit. There you go. How's that? Is that better? There you go. Right, just the bowl and the dog's dishes, guys, and we're there. So it looks like I'm going to be stuck at Cambridge now into next year. Hey ho, doesn't really matter. It is a nice warm garage. As workshops go, workshops can be quite cold. Obviously you have to keep opening the doors to get the cars in and out. Now, where I am in Cambridge, there is one workshop door, which is probably a good thing. A lot of the other sites, there's not just one door, there's multiple doors, so that if everybody's got the doors open, it's like a wind tunnel and you absolutely freeze to death. Whereas Cambridge is different to that. Okay, if you open the door, the heat goes out, but then you shut the door and it soon builds up again. But a lot of the other sites, because they've got multiple doors, there's always one door open somewhere and it's just constantly cold. You just can't get warm at the other sites, but this one's quite a nice one. So I don't mind in the winter, it's really nice. It's not so nice in the summer when it's hot because there's no air circulation, it gets really hot. And that's why I've got that big fan that I've got at work. So it keeps you cool, or keeps the air moving. I wouldn't say it keeps you cool, it just keeps the air moving. So yes, I'm at Cambridge now till at least sounds like the end of February. So I have to see where we go from there, guys. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, guys, because like I said, I'm counting down. So once I get to February, I'll just have, because obviously I've got 1 year, 2 months, probably 8 days now. I'll have to check. It's definitely coming down. So yeah. So come February, I'll have about a year left. And I can hand my notice in 6 months before I reach the date. So yeah, so I'm going to work that date out and put that in my diary so that I can go and hand my notice in on the day. I don't know why they want 6 months notice to retirement though. I don't know what the reason for that is, but apparently if you're going to retire, you have to give 6 months notice. Maybe one of you guys can tell me what that's all about, but that's in the contract. I did read it up, and I didn't know about it, but it just seems, for some reason, an awful long time to give notice if you're going to retire. But there. Right, I think we are done. Perfect. That's done. Right, if I empty this bowl out, I'm going to make a cup of tea and take a cup of tea up with me. Then I can sit in bed with my cup of tea. And answer some of my messages. Here we go. Right, keys out of the back door. And that's it, I think, guys. Right, let's go and make that cup of tea. I'll use this cup as I've just cleaned it. Makes sense. And I'll need that spoon. There we go. I just feel like sitting up in bed and doing some messages tonight, guys. With a cup of tea. I might have to go up and go to the toilet later on, but the thought's there. And free. Right, flick that switch off. All the other switches are off, so we are done. Put this away. Right, we're sorted, guys. Right, let's go upstairs. Right, night night, guys. Sleep tight, fellas. I'll see you in the morning. I'll turn the radio on. I want to turn it down a bit. There you go. Well, I've turned it down nice and low. I turned it up earlier to listen to the news and forgot to turn it down. Okay, right, I've got to go in the front room, just sort the duvet out and turn that fan off. There we go. Right, the fan's off. And it's my duvet. It goes there. Up. Come on in, let's go to bed. That one down, that one off, that one done. that's it. We are done, guys. Let's just straighten the selfie stick out. There you go. And that one off. And up we go. This is where I trip and spill my tea, isn't it? Right, shower's off. Round this way. Right, we're in. I'll put this by my bed. Turn the light on. There you go. Ah, guys. Oh, there you go. Sorted. Right, it's been a fantastic day. It went really quick. I've had a really good time. Got my hair washed, had a lovely shower tonight. Need to brush it out yet. I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to go to bed, have a cup of tea, answer some messages from you guys. So, going to sign out now. I can get my ring off. There it goes. Came off easy tonight. And that one. And that one. That's it. We are done. Right, I'm going to love and leave you guys. I'm going to do my usual tomorrow. The music video first thing in the morning, and then I'll put another couple of videos on for you during the day. So a terrible Tuesday tomorrow. So hopefully it won't be that bad. Do that like that. So yeah, right. I'm going to sign out now, and I shall speak to you guys tomorrow. Okay. Night night.